Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to discuss my top zombie films, which isn't one of my favorite subgenres in horror, but I do like some of them. I don't really have a least favorite, so my list is just a compilation of the 10 I really enjoy watching. The music that's playing in the background is music that I created using Music Maker. For some reason, when I was thinking zombies, I was thinking tribal, so that's what we're getting in the background is my own tribal music. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below, and if you want me to keep making music for my videos. So, number 10 is Dawn of the Dead, 2004. For me, it was a different zombie movie. Only because it introduced the zombie baby, which no one has ever done or even thought of, and that thing was creepy as hell. I don't know about you, but it freaked me out. Plus, you also had the fast-moving zombies, which I love those. The only thing that I didn't really like about the remake is it didn't explain the virus or the zombie infestation or anything. It just, here they are and survive kind of deal. I didn't quite like that. Number 9 is Night of the Living Dead. I mean, come on, you can't beat the classics. And I like old black and white films, so of course this is here. And this was pretty much the second zombie movie I ever watched. And I don't know if any of you would have been interested or known about Gaia. It was this anime style web browser type site where you could make your own avatar, interact with other people. You could go shopping, so you could buy outfits for your character or stuff for your house. And you could also go to the movie theater with your friends and watch movies. And this was one of the movies that was playing on Gaia that I went to with some friends. And I liked how grainy it was. I liked it a lot. And I think part of why I liked this so much is because it reminded me of Thriller by Michael Jackson, his music video. So that made it even better. Number 8, we have Dawn of the Dead, the original, another great classic to the subgenre. Although it's not one of my all-time favorites, but I think it should be here. The makeup was lacking for me, but there were some pretty scary scenes. And one of them was when the wife, her husband is coming up the stairs and to their apartment, and she isn't aware that he has been infected, and she looks unsure, a little terrified, and then he bites her, and the sudden shock of horror comes over her. And for me, for some reason, that was just really terrifying to witness. Number 7 is Resident Evil Retribution. And I know a lot of people don't like the Resident Evil films past the first 2, but I like each Resident Evil movie for my own reasons. I mean, some, of course, are better than others, but Resident Evil Retribution, the reason why I like this one so much is I like seeing some of my the old characters, especially my favorites, coming back. For instance, Rain was my all-time favorite character in Resident Evil. I loved her. I thought she was incredible for how strong she was. I mean, even after she found out she was infected, she didn't give up. She didn't falter. She kept going through with the mission and kept fighting and pushing forward. And I thought that was really admirable. I also adore Michelle Rodriguez. I think she's an incredible actress that doesn't get enough credit, in my opinion. Plus, we got to see the laser room again. I mean, come on, that was the best scene in Resident Evil. Well, at least for me it was. So, that was great. And then number 6, we have Resident Evil Apocalypse. I loved seeing what happened when the mutated rabbit attacked Matt and how different he turned out. I mean, we didn't get another zombie. No, he turned into a mutant monster. And the fight scene between Alice and Nemesis was incredible. I'm also huge on makeup. I mean, I used to watch Face Off all the time because I love movie makeup. I think it's fascinating to see what goes into making these monsters come alive without CGI. I also watch Glow Up, but Glow Up is more beauty makeup and more stuff for photos and magazines. So it's not the same as Face Off or those types of shows. And that's the only reason I used to really watch like how it's the behind the scenes of monster movies and stuff, because I like seeing the different prosthetics that are used and how it's all put together. Yeah, I'm kind of a nerd. I'll admit it. So from there we got 28 Weeks Later. It's not one of my favorites, but I liked how it tied up loose ends from the first one. And I did hear that they're making a 28 Months Later or something like that. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. I don't know how I feel about it right now. I didn't really care for the characters in 28 Weeks Later. I thought the main character was a horrible human being. I mean, he was so cowardly that he left his family to the zombie horde and saved himself. And you know, it was agonizing, and they probably went through so much pain and suffering while these things ate them or bit them constantly, because they obviously were turned. I just thought the whole thing was just heartbreaking and just horrible. Number 4 is, of course, Resident Evil. It's one of my favorite zombie films, partially because of the Wonderland aspects. I mean, you got the main character named Alice. You have the White Rabbit, and they are going down the hole to Raccoon City. And you also have the Red Queen. So I don't know how else to break that down, but that is so Alice in Wonderland for me. And I love that aspect. Then you have the entire cast and characters. I thought those were great. And the traps were awesome. I mean, the laser room. See, we're gonna come back because I love that scene. It reminded me of the scene from Ghost Ship where the people are sliced through with the wire. And that is one of my favorite scenes in Ghost Ship. So, for some reason, it's a trend, I guess, seeing people sliced up with wires. I don't know what it is. It's just, you think they're all set, like they're fine, and then they start falling apart. And I don't know what it is. I just think it's so cool. And number 3 is 28 Days Later. I liked the opening scene where Jim awakens in the hospital from a coma and there's no one around in the building. It's empty. Even when he leaves the hospital, the streets are deserted, and it has this ominous, creepy feeling that something just isn't right. Because we're constantly seeing cars go by, even in like tiny little towns. There's always a lot of cars that go by. There's a lot of traffic. There's people just about everywhere. So when you don't see anyone, especially in busy sections, it's unnerving. And I thought the zombies were really terrifying in this as well. And number 2 is World War Z. I honestly was surprised by this movie after watching it because I'm not a huge zombie fan, but this one was really terrifying. I mean, not only were the zombies fast, but they were also really smart. I mean, how they could figure out, well, the humans are on the other side of this wall, and we want to eat them, because obviously they're hungry. They used each other to climb up the wall to get onto the other side. That freaked me out. And in a sense, they could solve puzzles, which that kind of was a puzzle, and they solved it, and it was just terrifying. Great movie, in my opinion. Number 1 is Train to Busan. It was another surprising film for me. I love foreign films, so when somebody suggested this, I said, oh my goodness, I have to see it and see if it's really good. Even though I don't like zombie movies, I still had to give it a try. I thought the story was phenomenal, especially it being centered around a train. I didn't know how good it was going to be because of that. I mean, it's tight quarters. What can they really do on a train with zombies? But it was really good, and the ending was heartbreaking for me. I mean, the workaholic father who doesn't pay attention to his daughter or even realize what he gets her for gifts. And he finally figures out an important lesson, which is about family, only to be turned into the undead. It was so heartbreaking. I actually showed this to someone who hates horror movies, and they liked this movie. So, for anyone who hasn't seen this, I do feel bad because I kind of ruined the movie. I just realized I just ruined the movie for you, and I really feel bad. But I strongly recommend it, because if somebody who hates horror movies likes it, it's obviously really good. So, I was going to say The Crazies. I was going to list them because it's actually one of my favorites. But in my opinion, it's not a zombie film. I mean, people aren't coming back from the dead, and they're all still alive. And they're not eating each other. It's just a biological weapon altered their brains, making them violently homicidal. I haven't seen the original, so I don't know how to compare it. I've only seen the remake. Let me know how the original is in the comments, and if I should give it a try, since I like the remake so much. I just think it does have that zombie feel, though, because these people are attacking people that haven't been infected, so it kind of has that zombie feel. What are your favorite zombie films? Do you consider The Crazies a zombie movie or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Can't wait to get your horror dose, then click the bell icon so you never miss all the horror goodness. Take care everyone until next time.